Good morning, viewers. This is Gann Supremacy from the Gann Supremacy YouTube channel. Today, we are going to see how to use the Gann Supremacy version 369 indicator on different time frames to analyze the trend of any security, any index. So, for example, we are taking the BTC USD Bitcoin symbol for the analysis. So as you see on the screen, this is the monthly chart on BTC USD. So this is the history available on TradingView for BTC USD. So this was the first stop, significant first stop at 19,666, 19,666. So if we go and expand it, then we can see the trend on this one also. So this was the first time when we crossed the mid cycle level and close above it. Then we dipped down again. So this was the entry and stop loss was hit. Again, we got an entry and this entry was decent entry and we could catch the trend here with intermittent one or two, one stop loss here, and then the ride was smooth. Okay, and we got the exit here, somewhere here. Okay, on the trend line. Okay, then we got resisted at the trend decider line. Again, we got an entry, we got an exit here with the predefined stop loss. Again, we got resisted here, and then this was a classic entry. Okay, in August 20, this was a classic entry. Now we did not close below this trend defining line. Okay, so how to use this? This is a big stop loss, so you should have your predefined stop loss, and then you can again use this level for entry once the stop loss gets hit. As we are above the trend defining line, if you cannot hold for this long, then use your predefined stop loss, and once it goes above this line again, you can go and enter. Okay, so this is how you will maintain your stop loss as per your capital on percentage basis. That is capital deployed by you, and the stop loss could be on the percentage basis. So this was a entry, and you can see the trend is rising up, and we got a exit somewhere here. Okay, on this bar again we got an entry, our stop loss was hit. Again we got entry once we went above this line. Then again we got an exit here, again entry, again exit. Okay, so this is one way of looking at the trend. Okay, now again you got an entry in here in Jan 2024, and no stop loss is hit here. So the trend is continuing and you got an exit somewhere here. Okay, so this is how trend following can help you to capture the trend. Okay, so this was on the monthly basis. Okay, so if you go to the lower time frames, then the exit would be early. Okay, so let us go. So we on the monthly we got an entry here somewhere in February 24, and we got an exit here in February 26. Okay, now let's go on the weekly. Okay, just we will check the February 2024 entry on the monthly. So here is February 2024. Okay, so already we have got entry here. Okay, we got a back test here near about, but the entry was somewhere in September 2023 on the weekly time frame. Okay, so we got an exit here, we got an exit here, and then we got entry again, we got an exit here. Okay, then we got an entry here and exit here. So this is on the weekly time frame. So within the monthly trades, you could have got 3 to 4 trades on the weekly time frame. Coming to the daily time frame, then from February 2024, if you will see, this is July. This, yeah, we are here. Okay, so here you got an entry again in February here. Okay, you got a exit here somewhere, entry again, exit here, entry again, exit, no entry here, no entry here, again entry, exit, entry, exit, entry, exit. So this was the sideways zone. Here a lot of stop losses would have been hit. So here the percentage stop loss on your capital deployed will save your capital. Okay, so once you get a trend, then this indicator will help you to follow the trend. Okay, see here. So after repeated stop losses, you can see here, from here the entry was pretty decent one. Okay, once the trend started, this could have been one stop loss, again entry, and then thereon there is no exit here. Okay, so from the levels of around 60 odd till you got an exit at 98 980 odd. Okay, so 68 to 98, that is 20k. So for a trend follower, if you are working with discipline, then this could be the decent trend identification on the indicator, and with discipline you will be able to capture the trend. Okay, now you will see the sideways action here. Okay, you will see the sideways action. How to define the sideways action on the indicator? This trend identification line will be pretty flat. Okay, so price action will be up and down around this line. So if you come to earlier also, you will see here, this is a flat line. Okay, this is nearly a flat line. Okay, so this is where you have to control your over trading tendency. Okay, whenever you see such line. So in technical terms, at the bottom, if there is a flat line, it could be accumulation provided defined by the breakout on the upside, and at the top it could be distribution at the top when the swing low breaks here. Okay, so you will see once we go flat, this was the swing low, then this was a lower low, again we formed a lower low here. Okay, and after this top, 1 2 and 3, this triple top and this triple bottom, 1 2 and 3. So we had the extremes here, lower low here and higher high here. So once we broke this, then the trend was definitely down. Why? Because if you'll see, this low was 107,270 on the indicator given here, and this high was 107,465. So once we drop below 270, this low, okay, 107,270 here and 107,465. So once we drop below this 270, you got a decent fall here. Okay, decent fall, and you will see the trend line was nearly back tested here. Okay, so now currently you will see here there was a consolidation here shown by the flat line here. Okay, and this was the higher high. Okay, this higher high was very near to the lower low here. Okay, this lower low is 98,898 and this high was 97,939. So we could not cross that, so it was weak. Okay, and the trend change here on the indicator, again this was back tested here and you got a decent fall here. Okay, so this is how every time frame on the indicator will be defined by the price action. The trend will be shown to you, and if you adopt the discipline and have patience to stay in the trend, then you will be able to catch the trend. Okay, so if you are coming to the intraday, okay, intraday, this is a 24 hours traded instrument. So intraday you would at least use 1 hour, 3 hours, maybe 4 hours. Okay, but the minimum time frame you should be using here is 30 minutes. Okay, at the most. Below that it will become little difficult. Okay, so on the 30 minutes time frame, let us check for intraday players how the trend identification is done. So let us take any day on the past month. Suppose we are taking today is 14th, so we can go on 14th Jan and check the intraday trend. It is pretty random on my part to go and check this. Okay, so you can see here on the 14th. Okay, 14th we will define the boundaries of 14th. So this is the start of 14th. Okay, so this is the first bar. Okay, and the day will end somewhere, let us define. Okay, so this 1 minute, yeah, so this is the end of 14th. Okay, sure. So let's check here. So there was no entry here, we got a touch here at 3:30. Okay, and then intraday players can use this line. Okay, this will be the high, and this will be the first line from the top. This is the bottom. Okay, this is the bottom here. Okay, and the first line will be your aggressive traders buying line, and this will be the exact. So if you want to play safe and only use the blue line, which is the main trend indicator, then you can go buy here at the touch of the blue line and exit at the first line from this top. Okay, so from here till here could be one trend. Okay, we got a short trade here. Okay, whose stop loss was hit as per the percentage, and you got another entry here. Okay, and you got a exit here. Okay, you got a exit here. So this is how you can use, intraday players can use percentage targets also. Okay, so if you measure this run here, it will be in percentage, you will get the price action. Okay, so this is a, if you see this high is a 2.5%. Okay, so targeting 1% would be 1, 1.52 would be the three targets. Okay, so if you'll see here, this would have been 1% target here, and then this is 1.55, 1.5, and next is 2. Okay, so again, let us check here on this entry here. Okay, again you got a 2% move. Okay, 2% move. So your first target would be 1%, trail it 1.5%, and the final trailing would be 2%. Okay, which got hit here. Okay, so on this short, okay, let us check this also. Okay, did we get the 1% trailing? No, no. So we did not get the 1% target here. So this was a definitely a stop loss for intraday players. Okay. So if you are targeting 1%, then 0.33 would be your stop loss, or 0.25, whichever, how conservative you are on your stop loss will define your stop loss. Again, it could be monetary stop loss also on the capital deployed, again on percentage basis. So you have various ways to trade as per your risk reward ratio. What the indicator can do or help you is first define the trend and show you the discipline to remain in the trend, which is the most difficult part of trading. Okay, so we see, due to the human mind, the nature, we try to do things with our mind. Okay, we find it difficult to follow the markets. Okay, we have our own notions about the market, and which we try to impose them on our trades. Okay, so in markets you have to learn the hardest lesson, that is to follow the markets. Okay, so in life also, whenever we decide to follow anything, we find a lot of difficulties. Why? Because we have our own preconceived ideas about everything. Okay, and due to our human weakness, we try to implement those in between what is happening in the market also. Okay, so lot of traders will come with a bias. Yes, today market will go up, today market will go down. I feel, okay, market doesn't care about your emotions. Okay, what you feel is nothing to do with the market. Okay, you have to see what the market is feeling. Okay, whether it is going up or whether it is going down. All the thing needed from you is to follow the market. Okay, yes, you can do your predictions, you can have your bias, you can have your views, but once you have your views, you come into the market, you start trading, then you have to be flexible and move with the market. Okay, don't get stuck to your ideas or notions what you have come with to the market. Okay, if you are come with a positive bias and market is not moving up to your expectation, then curb your bias. Okay, you have to curb, you have to lower your targets. Okay, take small targets. That is where flexibility will come, and adaptation to the market moves is very very important. Okay, and the use of stop loss, stringent stop loss will save your capital. Okay, so whenever I teach my students, I tell them, first save, learn to save your capital. Okay, learn how to sustain in markets for longer periods with the same capital. Okay, once you learn to save your capital and sustain in markets, then profits will definitely come. Okay, profits will definitely come. So you don't have to strive yourself very hard from the very first day and see how do I get the profit. First, learn how to save your capital. Okay, so that is the most important lesson in trading markets. You will have to learn. Okay, and this is the hardest lesson. Okay, you may make profits, big profits on day one, or in between intermittent profits will be big, but if you don't know how to save your capital after those things, then you will be blowing off your capitals with time. Okay, and then you will be required to put another lot of capital to again trade in markets. So this process of bringing in capital again and again is very detrimental to your trading career. Okay, the more times you need to bring capital, it will definitely affect your trading psychology, and that pressure will be felt in the next trades. Okay, and if you are bringing in borrowed capital, which is called scared capital, then it will again be very painful to trade in markets. Okay, so never leverage yourself in markets more than the your risk capacity. Okay, stay within your limits, have decent targets as per your capital size, define a good risk reward ratio, and then start trading. Okay, and follow that risk reward ratio with discipline, and have patience also. Give time to markets to give you profits. Okay, don't expect when you go into trade, the very moment you enter you will start making profits. Okay, it is not that easy. Okay, you will have to face a lot of difficulties. Okay, most of the traders will feel the pressure when you go into the losses as you enter the trade. Okay, so when you feel that pressure, the way to come out is your stop loss. Okay, don't let that pressure build up. Okay, by staying in the trade on the wrong side of the markets. Okay, take your stop loss, come out and relieve that pressure. Okay, think again, decide your strategy, as per your trading plan. If your trading plan is not working, design a new trading plan, okay, as per the prevailing market conditions. So again, coming back to the indicator, you need somebody to guide you in the markets, okay. So this will be your guide for trading, okay, which will define you the trend whether it is going up or going down. And once you know the direction, you can plan your trades as per the different levels shown on the indicator, okay. So every individual trader will have different entry levels and different profit targets, okay. This is how the market works, okay. No two traders will come in at the same level and exit at the same level, okay, using the same system, that is our indicator, okay. Everybody will have his own trading strategy, okay. So with this help of the indicator, you can have different strategies. You can try out the different levels for entry and different levels for exit, okay. So there are four levels, three levels below the trend defining line and three levels above the trend defining line, okay, where you can plan your trading strategies, okay. So that's all from me here on the BTC USD. Next time we will do the gold, okay, ZAO USD on the indicator. Thank you for watching it till here. Have a great trading day ahead.